Hey everybody, welcome to Yellow Dog Farm. Behold the Franken Shed. This is called the Franken Shed because we made it all out of cast-off materials from our barn. So all the materials got dug out of the boneyard, just like Frankenstein's monster was made from the graveyard from a bunch of different graves. So anyway, it was all put together that way. We did not put a single piece of new material in here. We're not quite done. We've got to finish the roof, but the base of this was the crate that our stalls came in on. All the wood is left over from the barn, mainly from the forms for the floor. And then of course the red metal is exactly the same. So we'll wrap it with some metal as we get done here on the corners because it's just sticking out. But it was a nice little addition for our garden. We always need some place to keep all of our tools and soil, and we'll even be able to put our little mini tiller in here. So it's going to be a neat little thing. The only thing that you can't do is put a level or a square on it because we sure didn't use one. It is leaning all over the place and not put together very scientifically, which was hard for an engineer to do, but there it is. So this is all the scrap material that's left over from our barn construction. It's got everything from torn apart crates to pieces of metal to, you name it. It's all kind of in there, including tar paper and everything else you need to build something. So that's where we got all our pieces from, and I've just steadily been pulling stuff out of there to build things. I'm actually sitting on a planter that we made, and I'll go ahead and put that here in the garden in just a minute. So we just keep steadily plucking away from what's in this wood pile. We just kind of invent projects as we go along. The goal is to not pick this up and move it twice. So it's been everything from the Franken Shed to planters to a couple of bonfires. So we'll just keep plucking away at it and see what we get. It's early February, actually it's the 1st of February, so we don't have a whole lot of time to get stuff done, and then spring will be upon us. So we'll be running around planting the garden, taking care of our large pasture. We've got a 12-acre pasture to plant, so I can feel the clock ticking, all that stuff's coming, but in the meantime we put this shed together. healthy. It's just 4x8. If you look inside here, you know, on the back we've got all the chipboard that was left over, and on the sides there we just covered it with the metal, and of course the roof is the chipboards that we put together. So when we finish it, it'll have doors like the barn does there. So it'll be of the same wood. It won't open the same way on rails, but it should look pretty darn familiar. So when it's all done, we'll have probably shelves that go right along here, and then over in this corner or the forward corner, we'll just put a little board out there so it'll hold all of our tools. Right now they're just stacked all over the place, and then you can see all my hand tools there in one of the planter boxes. So we'll get all that work done so I can get back to the garden and just get it ready for that spring planting. So I'm just 2 weeks away from putting seeds in the trays and starting to germinate the loofah, basil, and lettuce. So excited about that. This is probably the coldest week we're going to see here at the farm, but you'll notice, you know, the horses are happy. They're really not all that cold, and we've got green grass in the pasture. So it's been a very warm winter. I think it's frozen twice, and who knows, maybe it'll freeze one more time. Our last frost date is about 2 months from now.